It's exhausting. If you're a man and that word just landed somewhere in your chest, keep watching. Right now, while you're hearing me talk, part of your brain is already analyzing me. The way I speak, whether I'm lying, what I'm not saying. You didn't choose to do that. You never could. You walk into a room and within a minute, you know who's angry at who. You read your partner in one glance. You know which of your friends is lying about being fine. You're the one everyone calls when there's a real problem. It feels like your personality. It isn't. It's a second shift your brain has been running since you were small. My mother was warm, kind. She was also more nervous when my father was away. I'd feel the air change the second he left the house. A small knot in my stomach that stayed until he came back. Nothing dramatic. Just the daily work of watching her face when she checked my homework. Because I knew when she was about to be disappointed before she did. Psychologists have a name for what this becomes. They call it traumatic intelligence. It doesn't mean you were traumatized in some big, dramatic way. It means your nervous system was trained early, usually by something small and constant, to scan. The amygdala and the prefrontal cortex get wired for vigilance. It works. It also never turns off. By 35, you don't even notice you're doing it anymore. Someone calls it a superpower. You smile. You don't say the rest. Here's the part almost nobody says. If you're a man, this costs more. Women with this wiring, what psychologists call hyperempathy, get told they're sensitive. It's hard, but they're allowed to name it. Cry about it. Call a friend at 11 at night. We grew up being told men handle it. So you took a nervous system that was already overworked and added a lifetime of silence on top. I have 4 close friends. All of them live hours away. I moved years ago. The only time I've cried in front of another man was after a few drinks, when something that had been sitting in my chest for months came out sideways. The next day, we didn't mention it. That's the pattern. The cost shows up in the body first. In my early 20s, I started waking up at night with my chest tight. I wasn't worried about exams. I was telling myself I didn't care. Years later, I understood. I did care. About failing. About what my parents would think. I just wasn't letting myself know it. My brain kept it from me. My body didn't. Later, in my 30s, I worked online for 5 years for a company that kept raising the bar. New management, more metrics, more meetings. I gave more. They asked for more. When they laid me off with a few hundred other people, my first real emotion was relief. That's what burnout looks like for a man with this wiring. A slow grinding down. A strange sense of freedom when it finally ends. Then there's social media. The people who build these feeds figured out something about us. People with hyper-tuned empathy react first and think second. Show us a face in pain, an unfairness, a fight between 2 groups. We stop scrolling. We feel it. We share. We argue. Half of the outrage you see in your feed is built for you. Injustices that aren't quite real. Divisions amplified 10 times what they actually are. They've built a machine to move us, because our wiring makes us the easiest to move. Noticing that made me angrier than almost anything else. I was inside it for years and didn't see it. So what do you do? 3 things that have shifted something for me. First, stop ignoring the body. Tight chest. Waking up at 4. Wrecked after a dinner that was fine. Your nervous system is telling you it did too much quiet work today. Listen before it gets louder. Second, find one man you can talk to sober. One person. My father and I started doing this late. We both regret the years before. If yours is still alive, don't wait until a funeral to say something real. Third, when you're tired, close the feed. Your empathy is a resource. Someone is profiting from it. The days I feel worst are always the days I scrolled the most. None of this turns the brain off. What changes is what you do with it. Whether you treat it like a skill that needs rest, or you carry it until your chest gives out at night. One small thing I've learned. Before a dinner or an evening out, I feel a pull toward canceling. A tightness. A small wish to stay home. Almost every time, I come home lighter than when I left. Most men with this brain, on their worst nights, have thought that if they were just a little less aware, a little dumber, a little less tuned in, they'd be happier. I've thought it too. More than once. I'm not sure it's true. The people who see clearly are usually the ones who eventually build something real. It just costs them more on the way. Hey, thanks for watching. If this video spoke to you, subscribe to Nick in Progress, and I'll see you in the next one. I send you a big hug. See you!